In this video, we're going to break down the concept of recognizing the main idea or central thought. Every passage or text has a main idea or central thought. Take a moment to pause the video and read the text on the screen. As simple as it is, even a paragraph like this includes a main idea. And in this case, as it is most of the time, that main idea is found in the very first sentence. The following sentences may introduce more details or nuance regarding this idea, but they can all be traced back to that main idea stated in the first sentence, or topic sentence. Once you uncover the main idea of a passage, the rest of the passage becomes much easier to follow and understand. Learning to recognize the main idea or central thought can drastically streamline and change your test-taking process. Let's take a look at some concrete examples. Take a moment to pause the video and read the text. Now that you've read the text, let's answer the following question. What is the topic sentence? As we've discussed, the topic sentence is the sentence that encapsulates the main idea of the paragraph. All of the other sentences in the paragraph can be traced back to this topic sentence. With this in mind, let's go through our choices and see if they express a theme supported by the rest of the paragraph. A. Engineers and the public, influenced by the ship's grandeur and modern design, harbored confidence in its invincibility. If this sentence were to be our topic sentence, the rest of the paragraph would have to focus specifically on the ship's grandeur and modern design, which we see isn't the case. In fact, this sentence is the only sentence in this passage that focuses specifically on the grandeur and modern design. Therefore, we can mark this as incorrect. B. The ship incorporated advanced safety features, including watertight compartments designed to prevent flooding. Similarly to choice A, if this were to be our topic sentence, that would mean that the main focus of the passage would have to be on these watertight compartments. As we can see that that's not the case, this can be marked as incorrect. C. The prevailing sentiment of the era, coupled with a lack of comprehensive safety drills and contingency plans, contributed to the widespread conviction that the Titanic was impervious to disaster. This sentence seems like it can be a contender for the topic sentence. It discusses the idea that the public believed the Titanic to be unsinkable, which we see expounded upon throughout the text. However, when selecting an answer for a multiple-choice question, the point is not to pick a good answer, but to pick the best answer. And to do that, we need to examine all possibilities. Which brings us to choice D. The world's confidence in the Titanic's unsinkability, influenced by advanced engineering and societal trust, proved tragically unfounded. This sentence discusses the public believing the Titanic to be unsinkable, as we saw in the last choice, but it also hints at the Titanic's eventual tragic fate. As we can see this discussed in the last sentence of the passage, it's reasonable to say that although choice C could be a good choice for the topic sentence, choice D is more all-encompassing and would therefore be considered the best choice and can be marked as our final answer. Let's take a look at another example. Which of the following would make an appropriate title for this passage? In order to answer a question like this, we would have to know what the main idea or central thought of the passage is, as that would make the best basis for a title. We just established in the previous question that the main idea of the text is exploring the idea of the Titanic being considered unsinkable, and why that was a popular opinion at the time, and what its tragic fate ended up being. With that in mind, let's take a look at our choices. A. Navigating icebergs, the Titanic's adventures on the high seas. Based on our passage, this wouldn't make an appropriate title. While the last sentence does discuss the Titanic hitting an iceberg, this could hardly be described as an adventure, as we all know the tragic end. Therefore, this can be marked as incorrect. B. The illusion of invincibility, unraveling the Titanic's unsinkable myth. This choice seems to be more on the right track. It doesn't say that the Titanic was invincible, but rather that there was an illusion of invincibility, which is proven by our passage detailing the many reasons the public truly believed the Titanic to be unsinkable. And as the passage ends with the fact that the Titanic ended in disaster, the second half of the title, Unraveling the Titanic's Unsinkable Myth, fits nicely as well. This could very well be our answer, but we're going to go on just in case. C. Perils at Sea, the Titanic's Unexpected Struggles. While it's true that the Titanic's struggle of hitting the iceberg is mentioned in the paragraph, as we've seen, it is only mentioned in the last sentence. As we discussed, most of the passage talks about why people thought the Titanic was unsinkable. Because this title doesn't make mention of that, we can mark it as incorrect. And finally, D. Navigating the Truth, Unraveling the Titanic's Fate. Again, while the passage does discuss the Titanic's ultimate fate of sinking, this wouldn't make an appropriate title, as the passage focuses much more heavily on the confidence the public and professionals had in the Titanic before it left on its voyage. Therefore, this can be marked as incorrect, and B, the illusion of invincibility, unraveling the Titanic's unsinkable myth, can be marked as our final answer. Now that you've got the hang of it, try your hand at recognizing the main idea or central thought with the mock test questions below.